friends. Hi.
Welcome back to another episode of the TV&T podcast. We're your hosts, Adriana
And Selena.
And we're back after yet another hiatus.
You guys, has December not been the busiest month of your life?
December, November, like I'm just running out of days. I'm running out of time. I need December to be 7 weeks long.
Yeah, like it can't just be us.
I cannot believe it's about to be 2022. Like I'm not prepared mentally, physically. Like I'm like, whoa, pump the motherfucking brakes.
I'm actually so ready for 2022.
I'm not.
I'm very excited. I have my fitness plan in place.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna get fit.
Really?
And this time I mean it.
I really want, I guess I'll give you my quote.
Mm-hmm.
It comes from Samantha Jones because I'm just in a Sex and the City mood. You know, that's what we're going to talk about today. Like, you already know. Mm-hmm. And she just says, these seats suck. This hot dog sucks. My entire life sucks.
Oh, no.
And this week, I'm just, like, behind. Like, there's just not enough hours. I can't get enough sleep. I'm tired. I just want to do nothing. But I have plans, like, solid plans for the next 3 weeks. And I'm just, like, I hate everything. I hate my job right now. I just feel like I'm not ready for 2022. Like, I just need, like, 6 more weeks. And I don't have them.
So I think you need this TikTok manifestation that I repeated to myself before I got my new job. And this is for everybody.
Is it the one that everybody...
I do not chase, I attract. What is meant for me will simply find me. And I repeated that for like a week, and then I got my new job.
Really?
Dead ass. But like, I'm a very witchy person. Manifestation like is very helpful for me.
It's helpful for me too. You know what? I'm not like, I don't manifest, I pray. When I pray, I don't pray often. But when I say a prayer, that shit, a week, 2 weeks, my whole life is different. Like,
for
legitimately, yeah.
I feel like praying is a form of manifestation as well.
It is.
But like for me, it really helps to like visualize things and see it in my mind. So like that's what I do when I manifest. I say it and then I imagine how it will be, and like I find it so powerful. But yeah, little tip for 2022 for you guys.
Yeah, I'm just like not ready. I'm just, yeah. I'm hating everything. I just I'm not well.
Unwell. It's okay. I'm a little unwell too. But my quote is from Scott Disick.
Okay.
And it's, maybe I've said this one before, but I'd like to work as little as possible and make as many dollars as possible.
Yep.
And that is my quote because last week I was a little bit unwell. I don't know what it was, but I came to the conclusion that my life would be okay if I just had a Chanel bag. Like, do you ever come to that conclusion? You're like, what would fix this? A Chanel.
I was watching this girl's live today, and she brought out like half of her Chanel collection from her closet, and it was like 9 bags. And I was like, I want 9 Chanel bags.
Yeah.
I literally thought to myself today. I just want to feel different. But, you know, it's just very hard to be different.
Yeah.
Than you already are.
It's very hard to be different.
There was, that's the other quote I was thinking about. I saw it a second ago. And it was like, what was it saying? It was saying something along the lines of like, oh my god, I'm like completely drawing a blank. It doesn't matter. But the point of the story is that it's just like very hard to really be a different person. Like to have to find like new motivation, new drive.
Definitely.
I feel like I'm in a rut maybe.
Perhaps.
I have felt like that for a while, though. I just don't know what to change. I don't know if I need to, like, change my physical space or just, like, get over the bullshit.
You need
like,
to do the work.
I fucking hate that saying.
I love that saying. You have to do the work.
I hate that saying.
Like, what does that even mean?
What does that mean? Anybody that goes to therapy starts to say that, like, they're really saying something. And they forget, like, the people that they're telling that to haven't been to therapy and don't understand what that means. And, like, really that means nothing other than, like, mentally untangling yourself from yourself.
Do you remember the guy that was making all those videos in quarantine? I think his name was Brendan Fisher. Whatever. And I don't know if you remember this video, but he's like making fun of someone doing the work with quotes.
Oh.
You know, I'm just doing the work, and the work, it has to be done.
Yes, I do remember him.
Yeah.
I like his videos.
Me too.
He has a new one that's like, guys, like, we all hate Instagram. Like, let's just stop. Like, we're just done. Like, we're just done. Like, you're done, I'm done. We're all just done with it. Like, we hate it. We literally hate it. So, like, let's just stop.
It's funny because, like, we do.
We do.
Everybody hates it.
Oh my gosh. I've been, like, posting on Instagram because I have all these pictures just sitting in the vault. And I'm just like, I fucking hate this.
Well, supposedly, allegedly, Instagram is going back to chronological order.
I saw that. I heard that.
Supposedly, allegedly.
I mean, it makes sense. Nothing pisses me off more than seeing a post, not liking it, and then the next time I open my phone, it's back on my feed again on another slide. Yeah. Because Instagram's like, you probably didn't like it the first time because of the picture that we showed you, so let's show it to you again. It's like, no, just show me a new post. Like, I've already gone through all of this. I don't want to like it.
Also, I don't want to see pictures from 3 days ago. Like, what is the issue?
I know.
I don't get it.
I saw a post on Monday that was like, this Friday feeling. I was like, no.
No. Anyways, yeah, I think you just need to get into it. Do the work. Get into it. I don't know what that means. For me, like, in 2022, I'm doing something that I always wanted to do. I'm joining an all-female fighting gym. Like, I'm gonna do fighting for fitness.
Okay.
Isn't that fun and fresh?
I really like that for you.
Isn't that fun? Yeah, so I just think that's a part of doing the work.
Just doing something new?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe some meditation. I don't know. Meditation doesn't work for me, but for other people, they be liking that.
I bought myself a Kindle. I'm going to really become a more of a reader in 2022, which I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, that's all I've got so far.
You should read this book called How to Be Alone by this. I'm going to send it to you. No, it's a fabulous book. It's fabulous.
But, like, we know I can be alone.
No. It's not about being alone. It's fabulous. I'll send it to you.
Okay. Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's jump into the show. We've got lots to talk about. Do we want to start with Selling Sunsets?
Yes, definitely. I'm obsessed.
I was not.
Really?
I was thoroughly not impressed this season.
I liked this season. It was like a good little bit of drama. It didn't feel long and drawn out.
It didn't. It was very quick. It was a blink. And it was over. I don't know. I just felt like this season was more about nothing than the other seasons were.
I like shows that are about nothing.
So do I, but I just felt like it was a little, like, insufferable. Because I just felt like everyone was such a loser. Like, everybody was on the loser train for me. Like, okay. Obviously, they're in their 4th season. So we know these girls. We love these girls. We're used to these girls, right? Yeah. But it's like, arguably Christine is like the funnest, coolest, hippest, most fabulous this new kind of TV personality to come along since like Erica Jane. Mm-hmm. She's like baby Erica Jane.
Yeah, and it's not arguable. She's the best one on the show.
Right. But like she's married with child and she's crying over an ex. Like, girl, loser behavior. Like,
okay.
Why is the man bringing you to tears? Why is the side chick, new girlfriend, fiance that you all had some overlap with bringing you to tears when you're like, your life is arguably the life that all these bitches want and are dying for? Like, don't cry about the ex-man that clearly did you wrong.
I could understand that, but I feel like a lot of people on the interweb were saying that like this drama came out of nowhere when she literally talked about this relationship season 1 and it like hurt her a lot.
I understand the hurt. I can understand that, like, you know, you bring up something now and it still feels like it brings you to tears. Like, I totally get that.
Yeah.
I'm a crier. I cry over everything. Like, I'm not, but I just feel like she just felt very like I wanted her to be caught off guard with Emma. Like, I feel like when she was getting to know, what's the new girl's name?
Vanessa.
Vanessa. When she was, like, getting to know Vanessa, she's, like, talking about Emma preemptively because it's, like, we don't know that Emma's coming back to the office yet. Mm-hmm. And then she's talking about the guy preemptively. It's like, that's not even the beef yet. Like, you know?
Yeah.
I just feel like it was so like weird and kind of losery of her to still be in her bag about this. And I was just like, sis, like you are actually better than this.
Okay, but what do you think of her not being friends with
anyone?
No, with who's dating Ramon? With Mary, because she's still friends with Emma. Because in my book, if there's a bitch I don't like and you be messing with her, that's not loyalty.
I have to agree.
Yeah.
But it's like, how close are they really?
Mary and Emma? Mm-hmm. Probably not that close, but close enough to bother Christine.
I don't know. I just feel like, what's the level of friendship here?
Yeah.
You know? I always have, like, really mixed feelings about, like, my enemies are your enemies if you're my friend. Mm-hmm. Because on some level, it's like, that's completely valid. But on another, it's like, if I'm not in the middle of your beef, then cool. And as long as you don't entangle me, fine. Mm. Like, you know, I think if I have a separate kind of relationship with somebody, even though you two might have had some sort of falling out, like, just leave me out of it.
If the falling out was dumb, maybe. But if you're friends with the girl who took my man, I'm sorry. It's over with.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, you're definitely not wrong. I always feel very like, I don't know how to feel about this situation because I'm just like,
if it's like a petty little drama, I don't like her for whatever reason, fine. Like, that's not that big of a deal. But the girl that took my man, that's your new bestie? No, it's not happening over here.
Okay, the thing about all of this that was left out of the show, and I think is very important, is that all of these people all work for the Oppenheim Group.
Yes.
Today, yesterday, when they were filming this, before they filmed this,
yeah.
Like, this man is in the office every day with these hoes. Like, what? They're acting like he's some outside guy who they never see, never interact with. Like, arguably, this man is at the Christmas party.
Yeah.
Every year with all of them.
Which makes it more sick, and that's why I think Christine's not over it. He's always around. Like, it's very hard to just forget about something when you always see the person.
True, but, like, Emma is no longer with him. Christine is
But
married.
she was at his house the other day. Christine saw it saw her car.
Okay, but then again, like, why are you noticing all of this? Like, I don't know. I just feel like this is very weird, and this is why you shouldn't date at work. Like, it's incestuous, and you can never escape it. Like, I don't know. I just thought it was kind of weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I could understand your bones to pick. This season's main storyline was Christine against everybody else.
How did you feel about that? Like, in general, how did you feel about Christine versus the other girls?
It made sense because she literally burned everybody. In quarantine, she was talking shit about Heather and Tarek. Mm-hmm. The last season, she was talking shit about Chrishell. Like, her only friends are Davina, which Davina's trying to stay out of the drama so she could get her little job back.
Davina's such a loser. I can't.
And Maya, but Maya's friends with everybody. Mm-hmm. So
Maya's really neutral party.
Yeah.
I can't with Davina. I literally can't. I was just like, her apology to Chrishell, I was just like, you were so disingenuous.
Yeah.
I like that Chrishell was like, it would have been nice if I got this 6 months ago, but thanks.
Yeah. Me too.
I liked that. Mm-hmm. And the fact that she's like, oh yeah, I was working on this other project and now it's done, so I'm coming back.
Yeah, I hate Davina.
I was just like, get this girl out of here.
But she's dressing better this season.
Oh, she's stepped the style up.
Yeah.
She looks great. Mm-hmm. She was serving looks. That little Chanel pink.
Yes.
With the bow. I was like, cute.
Loved that look.
Very cute.
Mm-hmm. I liked the looks this season.
On everyone except Mary, because Mary can't dress worth a damn.
Mary looked a hot ass mess.
Mary, I listened to an interview about Mary's life, and I like her generally, and I love Romaine.
Yeah, I like that.
Romaine is the MVP of this entire show to me.
Truly.
But Mary was like, she got pregnant at like 16 with her oldest son and put herself through college while like living at home with her son, and then like moved to LA and just had like a very interesting life. Like, I'll send you the interview. It was on...
Like, she does the interview?
No, she was on Juicy Scoop with Heather McDonald.
Oh, okay, yeah, so she was talking about herself.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was just, like, talking about her life, and she lived in London, and she lived in Vegas, and she lived, like, all over the place, and she's just very, like, self-made and independent. And I just like her in general, but, like, watching the season, I was like, she is literally still on TV in 2009. Like, her hair could not be more, like... The bob needs to go. She has to grow out her hair another 3 inches. Like, it's just,
you don't like the bob?
It's not doing it for her.
I liked the bob season 1.
I liked it season 1 too. I thought it was fun and fresh, and now it's just looking really stale. And the fact that it wasn't colored all season was really bad.
It's not the bob, it's the color. Like, mind you, they filmed this in quarantine. So I'm not surprised if, like, she didn't find another hair colorist for this season, because her hair colorist was MIA.
I get it, but, like, I don't know.
And keep in mind, LA is still very strict.
I know, but, like, it just, I don't know. I just think it needs a little more length, and, like, and then she needs to, like, full it up with some extensions. Like, it needs a little body. It's just, it was too flat. And, like, the way, and she kept styling it with that little bump.
Yeah, that was
like,
not
it was 2008. Like, I was like, Mary, what is happening? And that bathing suit when her and Emma.
You keep talking about this bathing suit. I don't remember it.
It was like red, white, and blue. It was like denim.
What?
Oh my, it was just so bad. I was just like, this bathing suit is atrocious. Like, it was, like, her wardrobe is so bad. Like, I thought Chrishell has never looked better. Like,
Chrishell looks amazing.
Amazing. Like, her glam is so good. The hair, the outfit.
She got fresh Botox and filler. You can tell.
She looked so good. And in comparison to, like, Christine, Chrishell, even Davina, like, Mary just looked so bad. I was like, what is happening? It was so bad.
Yeah.
It was a really...
That's one thing I will say about Mary, but love her.
I like her, but then, again... Okay, so the whole season is, like, Chrishell, we hate Chrishell, we hate Chrishell, we hate Chrishell.
No,
Christine. And then the 3 times they were around her, they kind of like pussyfooted out on really confronting her about anything substantial.
That's how girls are.
And I was just like, Loserville.
Yeah.
And then even Mary in the final episode, when she did finally confront Christine, I was just like, Mary, you're not even making any sense.
They were drunk. Neither of them made sense. Christine defending herself did not make sense, and then her husband had to drag her away. How did you like Christian, like, holding her hand the whole time, like, ready to pull her out of the lion's den?
She needed that, though. But I felt like she was very emotional.
Yeah.
But it's like, she's also like 3 weeks postpartum. So it's like, I understand the erraticness of where she was at.
The erraticness.
But I was just like, this is really, and I felt like, I just thought it was really in poor taste, the way they tried to confront her.
Yeah, me too.
The fact that they got mad that she came to the dog party, even though Jason invited her, even though she's a part of the show and a part of the cast,
literally,
and the company, like, of course she's gonna be there. The fact that Mary, like, flipped out, I was just like, okay, what? And then, I don't know, I just think it was very, like, the interactions were weird. Like, even at that dog party with her and Emma, like, that whole conversation of them going back, I was like, girls, we can do better than this. We must.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the show's little drama was good. I'm excited for next season. Are Heather and Tarek's wedding gonna be on
I don't
next
know.
season?
Next season is gonna be good. Like, that little cliffhanger was the best thing about the season, though.
Christian and Jason.
I know. You could see, like,
the foreshadowing.
Yeah. There was lingering little things, like when she was buying the house. And there was something else.
By the way, Chriselle's house, chef's kiss.
So nice.
So cute. Love it.
Nice.
Love that for her.
Yeah. I don't know. I just felt like... And then what did you think of Heather and Tarek at the final party when they, like, stormed... Tarek is toxic. I'm sorry.
We knew he was toxic.
Such a bitch.
He's been toxic, Adriana.
Oh my god. I was like, I don't really like him and Christine. I didn't like his show with his wife. So I didn't really watch a lot of them. But to see that little glimpse of him when he was like, no, let's get out of here, and how, like, aggressive he was, and just, like, how involved he was.
Yeah.
That
was my thing. Why was he so involved in the drama? Him compared to Christian? Sick.
I was like, no. Like,
yeah.
Y'all two...
Very much bitch behavior from Tarek.
Very much mix up. Very much not the way to go about it. I was like,
Here's my thing, and this is
a hot
gonna
take?
echo, maybe, and this is gonna echo season 1 and season 2 Christine and things that we've said about her.
Okay.
She talks shit, but is she wrong?
Never.
Never. Like, yes, it's very shady and very shysty, and she shouldn't be talking about people in the press, but Tarek and Heather are a weird couple, and he is a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, the things that she said about them, like, yeah, mean, yeah, don't invite her to the wedding, but, like, did she lie?
Did she lie?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with no.
Exactly. And, like, yes, Christine gets herself into trouble, but she's the only real bitch on the show.
Right. Everybody else, like, I don't know, I just felt like a lot of the show was, like, they're coming into the office and they're pretending to type and they're like, you go, girl.
Pretending to type.
Like, it was just more, it felt more fabricated than previous seasons. And the drama just felt very empty because there was never any real, like, clash. You know?
Yeah.
What did you think of Emma?
I think she's fabulous. I think she's just as fabulous as Christine. And...
I think they're one and the same. Like,
yeah.
Tall, leggy, MAGA, we're bringing Coke Skinny back.
Yeah.
Blondes.
And Emma dresses really great. But
her
that's
empanadas are atrocious and very, if I was Hispanic, I would be like, cultural appropriation.
Cultural appropriation, cancel her.
Like, I'm offended for them.
Yeah.
Like, no. Like, I was like, oh no, girl.
Yeah, I found that kind of weird too. But I don't have much to say about her besides that.
I liked Vanessa.
I really like Vanessa. I think she's so sweet, so genuine.
I know.
The story about the sister. I was like, Vanessa.
I was like, not the sister.
Yeah, when she was crying in the office, I shed a little tear.
So did I.
I was like, oh, girl.
I was just like, wow, what a story. What a girl. What a gal.
What a gal. Love her.
Yeah, I really liked her. Can't wait to see more. It will be interesting next season, I think, hopefully.
Yeah.
I just want them to stop being so, like, weird and losery.
Weird losery. Okay, noted.
Yeah.
Okay,
so let's move on to the big enchilada of the week. It's what everyone is talking about. It's what me and you had a very heated debate about in the kitchen. I'm highly emotional about this show.
Me too.
Like, I'm on the verge of tears just thinking about it. Like, yeah. I just cannot even, I just can't.
I'm very upset. Fuck Peloton. Fuck the showrunner. Like, no. Absolutely not.
So, if you're living under a rock, we're talking about the Sex and the City reboot. And just like that, I forever hate that phrase. Like, it's dead. It's dead to me. It's a no for me, dog.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's back. It's highly anticipated. We've been talking so much shit about it, and I saw that when the trailer dropped, I was like, they've got me. I'm in. I'm excited. And last week, the first 2 episodes dropped on HBO Max. If you haven't watched, we're getting into it. I have so many bones to pick with this show, and it has nothing to do with the fact that they killed off the main purpose for the show, but I thought the writing was terrible.
Horrendous.
I thought the way in which they chose to acknowledge the jumps in times, the places where people are at, and the characters that they're introducing were really inauthentic, which really is just like not what we know and love about Sex and the City. What was the magic of the show is that everyone, even if you weren't a white woman living in New York, like, you could identify with their characters in small ways.
Yes.
You saw yourself in their friendships and their bonds and their interactions and their dates. Like, you saw yourself in your own life in it. And the way they chose to acknowledge their growth or their progression was just, it's not at all realistic in how people interact in real ways.
Yes.
And it just didn't ring true to the show and what we love about the show, for me.
Yeah, completely agree. I think in some ways it felt familiar and nostalgic, like, the characters are somewhat the characters, you know? I liked seeing Stanford, rest in peace.
Oh my god.
I liked seeing Anthony. I liked seeing, what's his name? Steve. Like, those characters felt very familiar. I liked seeing everyone's old apartments. But why are they living in a post-COVID New York? Like, the original Sex and the City romanticized New York, made everybody want to move there, live there, because it's so fabulous and beautiful. And it's like, post-COVID New York is shit. So I don't understand why they gave us that setting. I mean, I get it. It's supposed to be real. But I feel like when shows talk about COVID, it's a hit or a miss. And this one was a miss for me. And then also, like, why... I hate how HBO is trying to be woke.
Yes. And the way they're going about it is, like, not... at all grounded in reality.
Yeah, at all. Like, step your pussy up. You need to talk more explicitly about sex, or you need to be like more informed on like these other aspects of society. Like, what? This is so not Sex in the City. And I feel like we talked about this in the kitchen, but these are like Twitter conversations.
Yes.
Nobody talks about this shit in real life.
No. And
why did they make Miranda a Karen?
oh my god, Miranda was insufferable. Like, I almost fast forwarded through her scenes because I just like couldn't. I was screaming at the TV, like, get me out of here. Like,
It was painful.
it was so painful to watch her go to the class. It was painful for me to think about a 55-year-old woman living in New York and wearing heels and a peplum skirt at 10 o'clock in the morning on the subway to go to school. Like, nobody dresses like, I just felt like the fashion was a miss. The
fashion was a miss as well.
Like, she's 55. Like, she's not wearing heels on the subway. Like, I couldn't. I hated the dialogue through even the conversations with them at brunch. Like, there was no levity. There was such a gaping hole that was Samantha.
Yes.
And not just like, obviously we know the drama. We know Kim Cattrall wasn't coming back. Obviously we know Samantha's character is not going to be in the show. I think what they did to address her absence is
ridiculous.
Absolutely the
disrespect. Like, Carrie did not make Samantha, okay? And you hiring a friend and then firing them should not ruin your friendship. They're soulmates. In the last episode of the series, they're out to dinner and they say, I think we're soulmates and men are just for fun. And you're gonna make Carrie and Samantha not be friends anymore because
over
of
money?
No.
Also, are we really suspending belief that Carrie was paying her all those years?
No, Carrie was broke.
and begging them for money.
Yeah.
And she really only came up after the books, after Samantha worked all that shit out for her and got her to where she needed to be. Like,
exactly.
Let's be serious here. Like, where is the continuity? Like, no. Also, Carrie sat with Samantha through chemo.
Yes.
Like, Samantha and her are so ride or die, like, through everything, through it all. She got her through the wedding, like, everything. And, like, Samantha is just such a down ass, real ass,
yes.
like, hardcore girl's girl. That's my bitch, my dog.
Yeah.
Like, my homie G for life, 10 toes down. We going through it. If we're going to hell, we're going together.
Yeah.
And for her to have moved to London and just send flowers when Big dies, it's so
disrespectful.
From who she is as a person, it makes no sense. It would have made more sense if they had killed Samantha.
I was literally thinking that.
If she had the cancer come back and she had died, that would have been more, like, pleasing to my soul.
Same.
Than what they've done here.
Or make her die with the COVID. Something. I can't.
It was flabbergasting. It was so bad. I was shocked. I didn't actually think it would be this bad.
Yeah. And why are the kids grown?
That too. And then the last movie, the kids, Brady should be like his age. Mm-hmm. But the girls, they should be younger, I feel.
Yeah, Lily and Rose, they should not be that old.
Like, I feel like they should be at most 12.
Yeah.
At most.
Agreed.
But they're like, they look like they're 14, 15, 16.
Yeah.
Okay, and then, like, Miranda, I'm sorry. I just, like, I still cannot get over her. Why is Brady fucking so the entire household can hear? Like, I'm sorry. We all know that, like, teenagers get into it. We know that when, you're dating a little boy, you got your little boyfriend, your little first girlfriend, you won't get into it. But you're not, like, sanctioning your child to to have sex every night and his girlfriend to basically live with you so they can do that.
Yeah, this is not the same Miranda that got mad at Steve for wanting to hook up in the morning and she was getting late to work. Like, this is not the same Miranda.
No, I cannot believe who this person is as a parent. Like, it's just so... I don't know, dude. Who parents like that? Like,
I don't know.
I just could not believe that they were in bed and their son was fucking so loudly and boldly that their wall was moving.
All I know is that none of these characters are likable anymore. None of these characters are relatable anymore. And it's not because they've aged.
No,
because I feel like when I think about Sex and the City, I mean, Samantha was the oldest one and she was fabulous. And like, I, of course, am a little younger and I watched the show when I was in high school. But like, when I think of a fabulous older woman, I don't think of what they're portraying Miranda, Carrie, and Charlotte as right now. Like, they could have done it so much better and they could have like stayed true to the original characters. Like, these characters just don't feel like themselves.
No.
They could be fabulous older women. I know fabulous older women in my life and they talk about sex and they're funny and they're not Karens.
Yeah, like,
and they have kids and they're cool.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like, it's not hitting.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna get better. But right now it's really bad. And I've been like, every video I can come across, I am watching every review. All of my favorite podcasts, I'm like listening to see what they're saying. And everybody feels the same. Everyone's like, this is not who Samantha's character would be. Like, regardless of the situation with Kim Cattrall, like, this is not who Samantha is. And everyone's just like, the fake, woke, unrelatable, trying to be relatable character is just really cringy. Like, nobody wants to watch that person.
Yeah, no one.
Like, struggle through this thing. And, like, also, they're older women. So why are they putting them in situations where it's so obvious that they're older? Like, they've got Miranda going back to school with a bunch of 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
She's in class with 20-year-olds. So now she's the old person in that situation. We've got Carrie on this podcast where she's clearly out of her depth. She doesn't really have much to contribute from what we see so far in the conversations that they're having. So she also feels like out of place and old in that situation.
Yeah.
Like, Charlotte is having trouble relating to her children. And we see like there's a disconnect there. So she feels really old in comparison to the young, hip teenagers that she's raising. So it's like they want us to be accepting of these women in like a new stage of life, but they put them in like the most uncomfortable situations for older women.
And the most non-interesting. Like, why are these the first scenes we're getting from them being more mature now? Like, I want to hear about their marriage problems. I want to hear about sex as they're getting older. I want to hear about, like, just not these things.
And, like, why is Steve going deaf? Like, I just so, like, I was like, what? He's only, like, they're 50?
They're in their 50s. Why is he going deaf? Definitely.
I was like, that's, like, okay, like, way to make him really old. Like, yeah. I just thought it, like, a lot of it was just really...
This is a parody of old people. This isn't how old people really are.
Right.
Yeah. The only couple that seemed like kind of normal were Carrie and Big, and then they fucking killed him after riding the Peloton.
And then let's talk about the Peloton in the room. Like,
Peloton should be shot.
I don't think it's Peloton's fault. I don't even see the connection between the Peloton and him dying. I just think they killed him. Like,
but why did it have to be after the Peloton? Like, couldn't he? I feel like, okay, Big is such a main character, driving force, beloved person in the show. Why would they kill him in such like a, I don't want to say comical, but like a weird way after riding the Peloton? Like, he couldn't have just been in the kitchen drinking a glass of wine and then he had the heart attack. They had to have him riding the Peloton?
Right.
And then afterwards, the funeral, the jokes, poor taste. Like, I was crying that Big was dead, and then they had to make his assistant go crazy in the back of the funeral, and, like, everybody was acting weird.
Yeah.
Miranda had to go full Karen at the funeral. Like, no, I don't like these jokes. This should be a very sad episode.
I was bawling. Like, I was inconsolable at the funeral. Like, that whole episode, I was just like, I am in such... And I knew he died. I had seen the spoiler. Like, I was fully prepared for what was about to happen, and it still caught me off guard. I was just like, I'm in a state of shock.
I had a feeling he was gonna die too, but not like that. It's the Peloton of it all.
I don't know. And then her funeral look was fabulous. It was amazing.
The funeral was fabulous. That's one thing I will say. I want a white funeral.
It was beautiful. I really thought the funeral was beautiful. Her little pearl clutch and those little shoes with the lace up. Such a cute vibe. Like, that look was so cute.
Yeah.
And then even Stanford, like, oh, she's our Jackie Kennedy. Like, I was just like, oh, Stanford, like, this is cringe. Like, I'm cringing at everything that was being said between them. Mm-hmm. And then, like, the hysterics with Charlotte, I was just like...
Charlotte with the hysterics, yeah.
I don't know. It was just really uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, I don't like the show.
And I read an article from the showrunner, and he was like, I wanted to murder everything that anyone had ever, like, really loved about the show, basically. He was like, I wanted for these women to feel like they're in a new place in life, like they're brand new, that I wanted any, like, connection to the original show to really kind of be severed. So that's where he's going with this. Like, that's his plan. Like, that's the point.
Nobody asked for that.
Right.
Nobody wanted this.
Like, that's not what we're here for.
Absolutely not.
And you said it right when we were talking about this. You said, who's their audience? Mm-hmm. And I can't get that question out of my mind. Because, like, really, who is the audience of this show? When the original audience is, like, me, you, our mom, our aunt, you know, like, this is not a show that appeals to us in any way, from how everyone has reacted to the first 2 episodes. And I just wonder where they could even possibly take it now.
Yeah, who the hell is this for? Because I know our mom wouldn't enjoy this either and wouldn't relate to it, and she's in that age range.
Right.
I don't get it.
And also, like, why does Carrie need to date again? Like, I saw, like, people having conversations before the show. They were like, well, Carrie needs to date again, and how could she date again when she's married to Big, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, why does she have to be dating? Like, we always hated her when she was dating. Mm-hmm. She was at her best in relationships, whether they were with Big or with Aiden, and, like, the mess that she was in with those people. Mm-hmm. But we liked her when she was with somebody. Like, when she's, like, alone and flailing is, like, really when she's the worst version of herself.
Yeah.
Why do we want to see that? Why do we want her back there?
I think people need to learn how to leave things as they are. Like, the show ended. Carrie got with Big. Everybody ended up with their person. They had kids and they lived happily ever after. That's the end of the story.
Right.
Why do we need a continuation?
Right.
I don't care about what happens after that. I will go back to the beginning and rewatch it again for that beautiful, marvelous journey.
Right.
Like, People need to just leave things as they are. I don't think this show should have been revived at all.
Me either.
And I think at one point in a past episode, I said, oh, I would love Sex and the City to come back. But now that I think about it, I don't want a continuation of the old story. I would love to see this show like with new characters, new storylines, like a new life, but it's like of the same
vein.
Yeah,
and
of the same feeling of Sex in the City. Mm-hmm. Group of friends in New York, figuring out their love lives. Like, there are a couple shows like that right now that we love.
Right.
Love Life.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. Mm-hmm. Like, they needed new characters, we didn't need to see anything else.
Yeah.
Like, the story, like, it was done. It was done.
There was nothing else for them to do.
No.
Now, they're just ruining everything.
Yeah, they're really ruining the legacy right now.
Definitely.
I completely agree. And something I was talking about with our mom, I watched this and then afterwards I put on The Nanny because I needed an uplifter. Mm-hmm. And she was like, this is just so funny. And I was like, isn't it? I was like, I still love this show so much. And she's like, that's what's missing from TV, situational comedy. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my God, that's so true. Like, the reason why we love the original so much is like we saw these girls in these particular situations and they were funny and they were relatable. Mm-hmm. When we watch things like The Golden Girls or The Nanny or Will and Grace or
Gilmore Girls
or Friends even, Seinfeld, like you see these characters in a time and they're just funny for being funny. They're not funny because they're talking about what's on the timeline. They're not funny because they're referencing politics and the state of unrest in the world. They're not funny because they're trying to make like the characters are necessarily on a journey to be different or better people. Like those kinds of like themes of like, I'm trying to ascend to a place that looks good on the timeline is like not what we want to see on TV. And it's why so many nostalgic shows are so like
beloved and
beloved because it's like they're just what they are and they're not trying to make like a grander statement or teach a lesson or show people how to be. They just are. Mm-hmm. I need TV to go back to that. That's why shows like Schitt's Creek did so well. Because it was like situational comedy. These people in this situation just like being funny.
Yeah.
And that's what's lost here.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree. I don't know how much of this I'm gonna watch, honestly.
I don't either. And also like the podcast host. I'm sorry, like, I know that, like, weed is weed legal in New York?
Yes, recreational.
But, like, who sparks up in an elevator?
I don't know.
Like, you know, like, she's an adult, and there's a time and place for everything. She's at her workplace. Like, she can't just be smoking weed in an elevator.
I don't know.
And I thought it was, like, very inappropriate for her to be smoking weed at the funeral and then, like, passing it to a child. I just felt like none of it was relatable in any way.
None of it was real. None of it was relatable. And honestly, I thought Carrie was going to have her own podcast, which made so much sense to me because, like, her internal monologue in the first series was kind of like a podcast.
Right.
And I could understand her transferring the column into the new medium.
Yes. But what is this?
What the hell?
Yeah.
They're talking about I don't even know.
And can we talk about the masturbation scene? Like,
with the big?
Holy inappropriateness. Like, holy uncomfortableness. Like, I'm sorry. I do not want to see an old man masturbate.
That was weird.
I was like, yo. I was like, homie, put the thing away. Like,
yeah.
I was not here for any, like, it's just, and it was just such a strange scene. Like, the setup, there was no, she was just like, masturbate for me. I just, like, I don't know.
I'm not
a fan. It was just, like, very weird.
I like old people love stories, and so do you. I love a good Jane Fonda, Meryl Streep movie. Like,
One of my favorite shows on TV is on Netflix called The Krasinski Method with Michael Douglas. Like, old people story, falling in love, relationship,
Yes.
second life, post-divorce, grown children. Like, I love that kind of story. Like, no one loves an old person more than I do.
Okay, that's what I thought we were getting with this show. And they
said nope.
They said absolutely not.
They said, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Like, it was very painful, and it was not at all giving what it was supposed to give. I don't know what it was even supposed to give,
yeah.
but this was not it.
Painful was the right word. And I just want to go to the showrunner and say, you're done. You're done.
You're fired. Yeah, like, this was really bad.
Lord, let's move on.
Okay. Have you been watching anything else on TV lately? Anything else you want to talk about?
I was watching The Voice, and then you ruined it for me.
Sorry, mommy ruined it. I said, did you finish it? And before I could even say, oh, I'm not going to tell you, mommy was like...
Yeah, so if you guys follow The Voice at all, girl named Tom, the folk sibling trio from Ohio, won. And we called it because they're amazing.
So good.
Yeah, love that for them. So happy for them.
Loved this season. Really enjoyed Ariana.
Oh, she's so cute.
I really hope she comes back for another season. Like, I want to see her again. I hope she's, like, in it to win it.
Yeah, she's a great coach, and she's a great artist and person. I thought her performances with her team were so good.
Yeah.
And she's just adorable and lovable.
Yes, and, like, her and Kelly have such a cute little friendship going now. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed her.
Yeah.
So yeah, The Voice has been good. Mm-hmm. I have to mention Real Housewives All-Stars because I watched that. It's on Peacock. I'm sorry, Peacock is really, like, everybody now is, like, loving Peacock, and I just want to say that I feel like we're always first. Ahead of the curve.
We were first. Yeah, I love Peacock.
Peacock, holla at us. Like, we have been singing your good praises from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And... you know, them and Bravo have done Real Housewives All-Stars. They were in Turks and Caicos on an island for a week. And if you are a Real Housewives person, fan, like, this show was so good. And I just love to see the dynamics. They really broke the fourth wall. They were talking about, you know, filming a show, the impacts that they've had on their personal lives, things that they didn't like happened on camera. They wish they had conversations about beforehand, and, like, they just gave all this, like, insider stories that I just, like, really enjoyed. The house was beautiful, like, they looked great. I mean, I just really enjoyed it. If you haven't watched it yet, absolutely go watch it.
It looks really good. It's all of our Housewives faves from the other seasons.
It was Kenya, Cynthia from Atlanta, Kyle from Beverly Hills, Teresa and Melissa from Jersey, and then Ramona and Luann from New York.
Yeah.
Great cast.
Obsessed.
Really great interactions. Like, it was great. I really, really enjoyed it.
Okay, and then I know you also are a part of Bachelor Nation.
Oh my god, guys, I've officially joined Bachelor Nation. Like, I'm even listening to podcasts now. Like,
not the podcasts, Adriana. What?
This season was so good.
How do you do that?
I don't know. The Bachelorette is almost done. We've got one more week, and we're down to the final two guys, Brandon and Nate. I think she's gonna go with Nate. I called it from the first episode. Me and my mom have been watching it, and Nate is just tall. He's tattooed. He's kind of swaggy and sexy, but everybody thinks that he's not ready for the commitment, not ready for marriage, but you know when you can just see, like, this is the guy that she wants, but she's afraid to pick him, and everybody's in her ear about the fact that he's not ready, and I think she might fumble the bag, but that's the guy. Like, Nate is the pick. Yeah. Whether she picks him is another thing. We'll see next week, but Nate is the guy.
Okay.
The other one, she'll be happy with him, but she will
be thinking about
Nate.
Okay.
Nate is the pick.
Okay. We'll see. Keep me posted.
And then next season of The Bachelor starts after Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And that I cannot wait for. It was one of the guys that was on the season, and the previews just look lit. Like he's in love with 3 women. He's been intimate with all of them. It's lots of tears. They're broken. Like, I just can't wait for that. Can't wait to watch that.
I don't like The Bachelor because of that reason, though, and I've said this before.
Yeah.
He hooks up with all of them, and you guys they're all hooking up with him, and nasty. No wonder these bitches hate each other and have hella drama. They're all hooking up with the same guy.
Yes.
And I just find that so disgusting.
It is, but I don't think I've ever watched a season of The Bachelor.
Really?
I've only watched The Bachelorette.
Okay. The Bachelor doesn't sit right with me.
I watched Matt's season of The Bachelor.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really like to see the girls fighting over a man.
Yeah.
There's something misogynistic about it, and
right?
I don't like it.
I'm not a fan.
But I just want to see the drama.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
The last season of The Bachelorette and Bachelor Nation show I watched was Rachel Lindsay's season. And I think we'll just leave it there.
Yeah, that was my first season.
Oh, that was your first one?
Mm-hmm.
I also watched Juan Pablo's season, which is where Claire came from.
Uh-huh.
And that season was sick. So, yeah, let's get into tea.
Yeah.
Tea time. Hold on. How long was that?